Close your eyes and try to remember a world where no one could find you. It's Friday afternoon, 1987. You've just tossed your backpack into the back seat of a car that smells like old upholstery and hairspray. As you turn the key in the ignition, something incredible happens. You disappear. There is no vibrating phone in your pocket. There is no going live. There is no digital trail of where you are or who you're with. For the next 12 hours, your life belongs entirely to you. Today we look back at the Great American Friday Night, a time when socializing required a full tank of gas and a pair of eyes, and freedom meant being home when the streetlights came on, and not a second sooner. Tonight, there are no chores, there are no exams, and there are absolutely zero responsibilities. The air feels different when the sun starts to dip. There's a specific kind of gold that hits the suburban pavement in the late 80s, a warmth that promises a long night ahead. You aren't checking a weather app. You're just feeling the breeze through an open window. You see your neighbors out on their lawns, maybe washing a station wagon, or adjusting a TV antenna on the roof. But they don't see you. You're already moving, caught in that sweet transition between the structure of the week and the lawlessness of the weekend. It's a quiet anticipation, the kind that only exists when you have nowhere to be, but exactly where you are. Before the night truly began, there was the ritual, the video store. Walking through those doors was a sensory experience. The air smelled of plastic cases and stale popcorn. You'd walk the aisles, scanning the new releases wall. If the box was there, but the plastic tab behind it was gone, you were out of luck. There was a genuine tension in finding that last copy of Top Gun or The Lost Boys. You'd check the sticker. Be kind, rewind. You'd grab a box of movie theater candy, Junior Mints or Milk Duds, and pay with a crinkled $5 bill. You weren't just renting a movie. You were committing to an evening. If the movie was bad, you watched it anyway. You had to. There was no scrolling for something else. For most of us in 1987, the Friday night coordinates were always the same. The mall. It was the social centerpiece of the American town. You'd walk through the glass doors into a climate-controlled world of neon signs and indoor fountains. You weren't there to shop. You were there to be. The arcade was a symphony of synthesized noise. The glow of the screens on everyone's faces, the rhythmic clack, clack, clack of joysticks, and the weight of a pocket full of quarters. You didn't message your friends to meet up. You just went to the food court and waited near the Orange Julius. Eventually, everyone showed up. You'd lean against the railing of the second floor, looking down at the crowds, just observing the fashion of the era. The acid-washed denim, the oversized sweaters, and the sheer volume of hair. There was a collective pulse to the mall, a hum of humanity that didn't involve a single data packet. You'd catch a glimpse of someone you knew from school across the atrium, and wave, or maybe duck into a Spencer's Gifts, just to see what kind of neon posters they had this week. It was our town square, a place where you could get lost in the noise, but feel completely found by your friends. If you had a car, or a friend with a car, you had the ultimate 1987 status symbol, mobility. Stopping at the gas station was different then. You'd pull up to the pump, and the smell of leaded fuel was thick in the air. Then came the cruising. No destination, just a loop through town. You'd adjust the graphic equalizer on the dashboard to get the bass just right. You'd flip through a heavy vinyl book of cassette tapes. Scrolling through your music meant physically turning a page. When a song you loved came on the radio, you went quiet. You couldn't just replay it. You had to catch it in the moment. There was a magic in the mystery of the drive. You'd pull into a darkened parking lot of a closed department store or a local park just to talk. The dashboard lights casting a soft green or amber glow on your faces. The memory was the only record, etched in the static of the radio and the cool night air. By 11 p.m., the energy shifted. You'd end up at a Denny's or a local 24-hour diner. The lighting was always a bit too bright, reflected in the chrome of the jukebox at the table. The air was a haze of cigarette smoke, even in the non-smoking section. You'd order a plate of fries to share and coffee that was mostly cream and sugar. This is where the real social media happened. No one was looking at their laps. You looked at each other. You talked about the future, the rumors of a party in the woods, and a life that felt years away. The world felt small, safe, and entirely yours. As you pull into your driveway, the neighborhood is a sea of silence. The only sound is the ticking of your car engine as it cools down in the night air. You walk inside, careful not to wake your parents. In the darkness of your room, there is no blue light from a smartphone to keep your brain buzzing. Just the cool side of the pillow and the quiet satisfaction of a night well spent. We didn't realize it then, but we were the last generation to know what nothing to do really felt like. We were the last ones to be truly alone with our thoughts, tucked away in a world that didn't demand our attention every 5 seconds. If this journey back to 1987 brought back a memory you haven't thought of in years, please consider hitting the like and subscribe. It helps other people find their way back to these moments too. Before you go, leave a comment below. If you lived through these Friday nights, what was the one place you always ended up? Was it a specific diner, a parking lot, or a certain arcade? Let's keep the memory alive together. The world has changed, but for those of us who lived it, Friday night in 1987 will always be the standard for what it means to truly have not a single worry in the world.